Remember the old arcade game Cabal? If you do, then Bot Vice, this week's review, is going to look kinda similar in gameplay. You control a character that hides behind a barrier and shoots anything that fires at you. Simple, right? Okay, so maybe there's a bit more to it than that. So let's back up and start with why we are playing as a cybernetic ex-cop shooting robots. There is some semblance of a story here, but in typical arcade style, it's just there to give you a reason to shoot cyborgs and such. You play as Erin Saver, a former officer of the law who lost her arm in a botched mission. Her arm, of course, was replaced by a cybernetic gun, which is good because some evil guy has taken control of a central building and is requesting a ransom of 100 billion bot coins. I don't know what the exchange rate of bot coins to dollars is, but I can't imagine this is going to be a cheap offer. Anyway, Erin heads out to deal some vigilante justice. All of this is shown to you in an intro scene that has a heavy arcade vibe. After this, you are thrown into a simple tutorial stage that shows you how to play. Even if you already know how, this scene cannot be skipped, as far as I can tell, so you'll just have to suffer through it, which kinda sucks since I did die at one point in it and had to replay the entire thing. Not cool. Anyway, having a controller is definitely preferred over the keyboard and mouse controls. One face button shoots your weapon, another slashes a sword to take care of enemies that are getting close to you, and two shoulder buttons are relegated to weapon change and lock on. There's also a face button that allows you to perform a roll to either side. Easy enough, which is good because before you know it, the action will start getting hectic. So yeah, back to what I mentioned about this being similar to Cabal. Well, Erin moves left and right behind a set of barriers, and can also hold up to shield herself from enemy projectiles. All the while, various robotic enemies will continue to appear and barrage you with attacks. Your goal is simple. Destroy enough of the enemy robots until the boss appears, then blow that up to clear the level. Fortunately, you do have a health meter, and you will get hit. A lot. Yes, there are infinite lives, and the only penalty to death is having to restart the stage from the beginning, but this isn't that bad when most stages can be completed in about a minute or so. To help your chances of survival, there are small orange or yellow robots that fly around that can be shot, and by doing so, they relinquish various power-ups. Usually, you'll get ammo for the other 5 available weapons, but occasionally it'll drop a much needed heart, which replenishes 1 life point. The other weapons consist of a machine gun, which is just a faster firing standard shot, a scatter gun, which is possibly the most devastating anti-boss weapon that you can find in the game, the flamethrower, which is very limited in use, the rocket launcher, which blows things up in spectacular fashion, and the grenade launcher, which, for the most part, does the same thing. Each of these weapons does have their uses, even the flamethrower. However, ammo is very limited, so this needs to be kept in mind. Do you use the weapons as you retrieve the ammo for them, or do you want to wait until the boss appears and unleash your inner Rambo on it at that point? I typically did the latter. However, there were some stages in which I had to resort to the better weapons to take care of some troublesome thugs, like the shielded lizard men. In the face of adversity, the game likes to keep reminding you never to stop rolling. However, I found out that rolling all the time occasionally got me in trouble, with me accidentally maneuvering right into an enemy shot. So typically, I like to crouch behind the barriers and let the bullets pass harmlessly over me. However, even this isn't foolproof. Barriers can be destroyed by your enemies, which means you no longer have a shield in that section of the stage. Honestly though, this usually doesn't pose a problem, as you can just move to a different part of the room. So yeah, the gameplay is super easy to understand, and very engaging. It definitely has a one more time feel for when you fail a level. I should note though that you cannot take your time. That's because there's an overall time limit for how long you have to complete the game. This time limit starts at about 37 minutes, which is kind of a weird number, but yeah, well, this time only decreases once a level is completed, and can be improved with faster stage runs. I'm guessing that if you take too long to beat the stages and the final boss, and the timer completely depletes, you get the bad ending, but I had a few minutes to spare when I completed the game. It's really not hard to finish the 25 stages with a few minutes left, and since levels can be replayed at any time, if you really do have a bad run, you can just attempt to do better. Speaking of bosses, for the most part, they are pushovers. The final boss can be a bit tricky, but even he can be easier to defeat once you get the patterns down. It's just that his attacks aren't exactly telegraphed, as he'll gear up and strike within a second, and you only have your reflexes to rely on. With the gameplay out of the way, let's talk about the graphics and sound. This game looks fantastic, with its bright, colorful pixel art that reminds me of Neo Geo arcade games. Enemies blow up in a fiery blast, and each stage has multiple parts of the scenery that can be destroyed, eliminating any obstacle that prevents your bullets from reaching the enemy. In addition, the enemy's bullets are clearly visible, with nothing blending in with the scenery, so you can't really use the excuse of "I didn't see what I got hit from" often. As for the sound, well, I love the music of this game. It has almost a 90s arcade soundtrack feel going for it, and it fits the game's mood perfectly. The tracks are energetic and really motivate you to keep trying to clear the levels. What's even better is that even with the constant shooting effects, the music isn't drowned out, so you can thoroughly enjoy it. And that's Bot Vice. Although fairly short, it's a seriously fun time. There are 25 standard stages, and once these are cleared, you get access to 25 extra stages, which I personally haven't really messed with much. Only one of these standard levels gave me a ton of trouble, level 23, with the 4 statues that kept destroying me. But regardless, this game was a literal blast to play. If the quarter-munching arcade-style shooter appeals to you, then this game should be in your library. Final score? 6 out of 7. This is Reaper. Happy fragging.